All right, going live. Okay. Make sure this audio is good. 1 second. Okay. Yeah, man. Yeah, I was busy yesterday, so I didn't have time to get on live stream. So I said, let me go ahead and get on. And we could do a weekend wrap. Let's talk a little bit about this past weekend. Had some good fights, man. Good strawweight fights. Flyweight fight too. Yeah. Marcus Bell, what's going on, man? Yeah. And boxing too. Cecilia Brackets got her rematch against Jessica McCaskill. Fight went pretty much where I felt it was going to go. Same thing. So I got a post-fight video. I got to upload on that. So yeah, yeah, I just didn't have time to sit down and do a live stream yesterday. I just recorded a bunch of videos while I was doing, taking care of things. And said, okay, let me just do these, but I don't have time to sit down and do a live stream. So let me go ahead and do one today. So yeah, man. What'd you think of the weekend, Marcus? Like as far as the fights, what'd you think, man? Like I thought there were some good competitive fights. Angela Hill and Ashley Yoder. It turned out to be a much better fight than the first one. Yeah, man. I think overall there was some pretty good fights. For the level that these fighters were on. So get started here in a minute, and we'll start with the first fight from UFC Fight Night. We're gonna talk about Jenny Frey and Gloria Paula. Talk about that fight here in a minute. Guess the connection's fine. Make sure that thing is working while I'm driving sometimes. Yeah, sometimes, man, them contender fighters, they're just, I don't know, man. Like sometimes that contender series is like a hit or a miss as far as the level of fighters they bring in. I think they do better with bringing in some of the invicted fighters sometimes. Sometimes. So yeah, man. Welcome back to another live stream. So yeah, let's get started, man. Good weekend of fights. Like I said, I just wanted to do a little recap with y'all since I didn't do it last night. Um, so let's talk about Gloria DePaula versus Jenny Frey. Yeah, Gloria DePaula, y'all know, got her win on the contender series, and yeah, I agree with you, Marcus, man. And just because that next fighter came there, won the contender series, and now lost. But this fight here, Gloria and Jenny Frey, I know everybody was just really basing it off of Jenny Frey her last couple of performances. Everybody felt like Jenny Frey was going to lose this fight, and I said, okay, I understand for good reason. She isn't usually, her career she's fighting as an atomweight, and you coming into the strawweight division here in the UFC, and she didn't look impressive against. She came up short against Loma, Kay Hansen. So I understand. I mean, but when I went back and studied Gloria DePaula, I went through and watched her whole fight career from 2017 till now. I liked her style, and I understood. I could understand why she won the contender series, but I was like, something tells me this is gonna be a tough fight, or she might wind up losing this fight. Because there was just too many things I seen, like as far as holes in her game, you know. I just saw too many holes in the game where I was like, I don't know, man. I think Jenny Frey has been around too long to fall for some of the things that she can do. You know, same with Kay Hansen. Like Kay Hansen, she could have beat, but Kay Hansen is better on the ground than Glory DePaula. You know, like Glory DePaula, it was really evident that her ground game was just not there. You know, she didn't really have that physical strength to handle her. If you understand, and you go back and look at like Kay Hansen fights between strawweight and flyweight, so she's bigger. You know, she's bigger and stronger. That's why she was able to do what she did to Jenny Frey. But going into this fight here, I was like, this fighter here, Gloria Paula, you know, a little bit slimmer. You know, she's more so a striker. But if you get her in like a physical clinch, you get her to the ground, it's pretty much it'll pretty much be a wrap. You know, so everybody, man, it was just like, oh, Glory DePaul's gonna win. She's gonna kill Jenny Frey. So I was like, I don't know about that, man. I was like, don't be surprised if she pull out a win. I mean, I went with Glory DePaula because I was just looking at the fact that she really, she was really training hard. She was training hard and she wanted it. I mean, I seen Jenny Frey too. She was training hard too, but when you go off momentum sometimes and just commitment, I felt like Gloria was probably more so committed to what she wanted to do in there. I thought she kind of, would have stayed busy, kept the striking going, kept it to her feet, used the takedown defense. But she had one good round, the second round, but she really just didn't have any answer to getting off of her back, fighting off of her back. And I've been talking about that lately, man. Fighters, Ernest, what's going on? You mean to Paula, not Frey. Fry's got a husband, so Ginger Fry, that's her husband. You mean Glory to Paula. Glory to Paula is got the IQ like her girlfriend. And it's like I was saying in my prediction video, I said that they fight very similar, you know. You know they're partners, but they fight very similar as far as, just the style, and they don't really take steps back, which is dangerous because especially for Glory to Paula. But yeah, her IQ definitely wasn't there, man. Like it wasn't there to just say, let me continue to do what I did in the second round. Let me take it into the third round. Because first round, Jenny Frey said, look, I ain't even striking with you. I'm gonna just, I'm gonna work my way in. She threw a nice left hand, caught Glory to Paula, took her to the ground, and that's where it stayed the whole round. She just controlled the round for a good over 4 minutes. Just really like landing good shots to her body and just outworking her. Glory to Paula just really looked lost, and I'm surprised too. Since people say a lot of Brazilian fighters that the first thing they learn is their jiu-jitsu, but that doesn't mean every Brazilian is going to be perfect at it. You know what I mean? Not every Brazilian is going to be perfect, even though that's the first thing they learn. Marcus said, Glory to Paul. When commentary stated that Glory accepted being on the ground and not disagree. Accepted? Nah, yeah, she didn't accept it. She looked completely uncomfortable. She looked uncomfortable on the ground. First round, she was just, dominating. And then that third round, when Jenny Frey locked on her body and just took her down, she didn't have any answer. She gave up her back. Like when she got to the fence, like she didn't really know like what to do. Like she didn't just try to slide her way back up. She turned like at a quarter. She turned to like quarter of her side, gave up her back, and nearly got submitted. So she didn't look comfortable. Like she didn't accept it. I mean, maybe if they mean she's about to accept the submission, maybe. But yeah, she wasn't like comfortable on the ground at all. Yeah, Marcus, she'll be that exciting fighter. Hold on, put these up. Exciting fighter until she faces someone who can grapple. Yeah. Yeah, similar to Myra Buena Silva. You know, Myra Buena Silva is exciting on the feet, but sometimes she gets to that ground, it's a little bit of trouble there. And I saw the IQ in Jinyu Fry in this fight. She stayed in that guard, she stayed in tight. She didn't let Gloria even attempt to get a triangle on her to try to get an arm bar. She stayed in tight. She kept her head in close. She was really controlling those wrists. So it was a good fight. It was a good performance by Jenny Fry. Like I said, the experience level really showed. More and more I thought about it, I was like, it's really just going to take a strong, a strong fellow ground fighter that's going to give Jenny Fry trouble at this point. I didn't just see a striker giving her trouble like that. So you go back and look at her fights with that, what's her name, Mina Sander. Those were tough fights with Jenny Fry. Not because Mina was a good striker, but because she was very tight, very physical, very strong on the inside. So yeah, that was a good fight. Who do y'all want to see? Who do y'all want to see Fry fight from here? I mean, it's only going to get tougher, man. There are no easy fights in strawweight. So from here, Jenny Fry definitely got to make sure she's on her game. She's ready to grow. I know she's 35 now, but you got to be on your game whenever you in this strawweight division. You know what I mean? Definitely, win over Glory to Paula is definitely a good confidence builder because yeah, everybody was picking against him. UFC is looking for that next standout woman for the contender series. So far, they're on the losing. They're about to be on the losing end again too, man. I mean, Danielle Wolf, right? May 22nd, Danielle Wolf steps in there with Felicia Spencer. Probably gonna be on the losing end with that one. Let's be honest, man. That's gonna be another fight where they're on the losing end. We got a fight this weekend too, right? Cheyenne Bays and who is Cheyenne fighting? Cheyenne Bays, who's she fighting now? Kay Hansen is out, so is she gonna fight? Oh yeah, she's fighting Ruiz. That's right. That's gonna be a good fight. Ruiz is a quick little beast in that one. So that's gonna be a tough call. I'm kind of leaning toward Ruiz in that one. Kind of leaning towards Ruiz in this fight coming up. Yeah, but you're right, man. Corey McKenna's only is Corey McKenna the only woman that won? Like, no, that's yeah. Corey McKenna won her fight, right? When she fought for her day when she fought her debut fight, her actual debut fight. Her actual debut fight, she won. Um, so I think she's like the only one that's won her debut, right? Outside of the contender series, her very first fight. Damn. Yeah. Yeah, man. Wolf, Spencer, Robert, man. That's what I'm saying. Why? Why we got to get this? Why, man? Yeah. Well, let's see, man. Genu Fry. Let's see. Uh, from here, man, Genu Fry. I could say Angela Hill. Angela Hill. That's a good fight. But I think it's time Angela Hill gets in there the top 10 fighter herself now. So maybe Angela Hill. Who else is available for Genu Frey to fight. Does Corey McKenna have an opponent lined up? Good Jenny Frey facing her fourth fight in the UFC. Corey McKenna, yeah, she's only won one. He said, I don't think Shane can handle a fighter who's aggressive. Yeah, Ruiz is very tough, man. Like, Ruiz is, that girl's aggressive. I wanted to see her fight for that belt, too, in Invicta, but we saw how that went, man. Yeah, that was actually the fight. Robot Chickens, what's going on? That's the fight I actually mentioned on my post-fight for Hill Yoder. I want to see Hill Ebas. That's right. So Jenny Frey could probably face somebody like, damn, well, she already fought. She fought Loma and she fought Kay Hansen. So who can Jenny Frey face? Who got Jenny Frey taking on? Let's see. Rematch with Kay Hansen? Nah, it's too early for a rematch, right? I mean, if she fought a rematch, I think she could beat Kay Hansen in a rematch. Let me think. I don't know. I'll come back to that. Y'all tell me who Jenny Frey can face next. I have to actually be looking at the roster here. All right, so Courtney Casey and JJ Aldrich. Close fight. I still stand by my pick on that one. Not my pick, but the actual winner of the fight. I mean, I picked JJ Aldrich to win the fight, but I stick with. I agree with the judges. Let's put it that way. I feel like JJ Aldrich won. If it went to Courtney, I would have been fine with that too. It was just a close fight. And the one thing I keep saying about Courtney Casey is that Courtney Casey's got to start finishing fighters. You know, Courtney has got to start landing big punches to knock people out. She's got to work on her ground game to start submitting people. She can't keep taking fights to the judges. Like, you know, Courtney Casey kind of falls into that area where she's very, very tough. You know, she's durable, but some of her, you know, she lacks certain skills to stay ahead and dominate. You know, she lacks certain skills to stay ahead and dominate. That's why she's always on the end of these. She's always on the end of these decisions. You know, so Courtney Casey has to put it in her mind that I can't leave it in the hands of the judges anymore. You know, like I could definitely kind of feel where she was coming from, how she felt, the way she looked whenever she saw that she did get the decision. Like I thought the judges were just going to say Courtney got it, you know, based off some of her striking in there. But takedowns, man, y'all know takedowns can get scored high. Like look, I'm a person that likes a person who can fight off the back foot and land nice effective strikes, but even I know that judges now be, you know, well, not now, but the more and more I studied MMA, I know that judges they kind of score they score takedowns over a couple of strikes sometimes. So I think it went to the right fight. I don't think anybody can really argue. Like some people were saying robbery, I'm like, y'all don't know what a robbery is, man. Like it's one thing for somebody to say, I feel like, yeah, I could say, okay, JJ won, or if somebody says, I think Casey won. But if they say Casey was robbed, or if they said JJ was robbed, like you wouldn't hear me say JJ was robbed if she didn't get it Saturday night. I wouldn't have said that at all. I would have just said, yo, this was a close fight. You know, definitely a situation where you don't want to leave it in the hands of the judges. But looking back at this fight too, man, like I was impressed with the combinations of Courtney Casey in this fight. And I really think that Courtney Casey should have. This was like the Courtney Casey we should have seen against Jillian Robertson. Like her striking here was just so much better, but I think it was just in her mind that against Jillian Robertson, she was a little bit intimidated by the takedowns and the grappling of Jillian Robertson. You know, see, she knew JJ was more of a striker, but that's where JJ was actually able to get the upper hand on. You know, JJ would go in for those clinches and press her. But Courtney Casey striking, I really liked it in this fight. Like, it still had some holes in it, but the way she was kind of rushing in. But I like the fact that, you know, she was throwing right hands and she would end her combinations with leg kicks. And she had some nice kicks on the inside of the lead leg of JJ. You know, I saw like JJ's legs starting to turn red because she was landing some good strikes overall. She was willing to let her hands go. JJ was going throwing educated shots. So like, JJ's a much polished technical striker. You know, her shots look a lot more technical the way she throws her punches. You know, like when I see Courtney Casey, I keep thinking of a fighter that's got knockout power just because of the way she looks. You know, so she really needs to like start committing. I'm sure she can deliver power, but a lot of the times Courtney would just kind of rush in with her combinations, and they weren't really like the hardest, the most hardest shots. You know, let's see. Let me check the comment section, y'all. I'm just, hey, y'all ever get rain and sun at the same time? It's weird. Robert said, regardless of the scoring, we had the winner. That was the fight at night for me. I don't know how. Some thought Casey versus boring. No, that wasn't a boring fight at all. I haven't heard anybody say it was boring. Like, I've heard people say it was a robbery, but I didn't know anybody say it was boring. Damn. That was not a boring fight at all. That was a good fight. It really just came down to a battle of skills, man. Like, who wanted it more? And it made us. It was really hard to say who wanted it more. Like, it was really tough to say did Casey or JJ win. I saw when it came down to the judges, it was a split decision. But yeah, it was not a boring fight at all. It was good. It was a good fight. I started to believe that you can lay on someone to rack up points. you can you can in some cases. I think judges will. You can lay on somebody. I mean, if the person on their back isn't really doing anything, then you know they'll give you that round. Yeah, that's what I said in my post-fight, Marcus. I said JJ should be fighting Montana next. That would be a good fight. I mean, JJ looked decent after over a year off. You know, that was a good fight. Second round was where JJ did her best work. Yep, that's where she did her best work in the ground. Yeah, in the third, Aldrich did make some adjustments to help slow her down. Yeah, but she got that takedown. I think that's what it kind of sealed it for a lot of for all the judges. Well, two of the judges, right? Yeah. Yeah. So I wasn't reminded of all that night why most girls like don't like striking police. Yeah, man. It was yeah, well, BJ. Shout out to BJ, man. But BJ said you know, BJ said that Courtney's striking wasn't the best. I was like, it's better than most. Like I think Courtney's striking is decent, and the fact that she'll let her hands go and make it work, I think she's a decent striker, yo. You know, she likes to bang too, man. She will bang with you. Hang on, y'all. Hold on one second. All right. Back. Okay. Hold on a second.
Yeah, Courtney's got decent striking. Courtney Casey has some holes in her striking, but the fact that she'll let her hands go and try to push you back and bang, she's decent. Decent. I don't know. Courtney Casey might do good in bare knuckle boxing if you. I think so, man. It's a new image us getting a box match with that level back and forth. Two fighters who we want to see go at it. Yeah. When Marcus said the grappling issues, that's some of these strikers face. Need to see Joanna so she can show them how to get back on their feet from being taken down. Yeah, man, Joanna's still the one, man. Like, if she don't want to go down to the ground, look, she gonna stay on her feet, man. If she want to stay on her feet, she will pop back up. She will be right back into the mix on her feet, and you will not take her down, man. But yeah, that was a good fight. Okay, so I still agree. Like I said, I still think JJ did enough to win, in my opinion. I think JJ secured it with the takedowns. But yeah, if they would have said Courtney was the winner, I've been fine with that too. Wasn't a robbery though. So next for JJ, yeah, Montana would be a good fight. Myra Buena Silva would be a good fight. Either one of those would be a good fight. Seeing as their fight was a draw. Oh man, Courtney was what? Courtney's 0-2 at flyweight right now. So man, I probably have to go back and watch like Courtney as a whole, and we have to just go back and watch Courtney as a whole to say why is it she was always coming up short in these fights. Courtney Casey is a strong fighter. She's decent on her feet, but she just keeps coming up short in these fights, man. Might have to just go back and watch her. Like she's a good fighter, she's exciting, but she just comes up short. So maybe I have to study and see what it is. Like I know what it is, like just throughout the years of watching her, but let's look at it as a whole sometime. Sometimes just being a victim of bad decisions, I guess, too. That's one thing. Yeah, so Angela Hill and Ashley Yoder, that was a good fight. I mean, it was a much better fight for Angela Hill. Let's put it that way. Like it wasn't like the same type of action that Casey and Aldrich was. I do think that was a better fight, but this was just a fight where Angela Hill was much more confident, in my opinion. Angela Hill was just much more confident in what she could do in there. She didn't feel like Ashley Yoder was going to hurt her or take her to the ground. She dictated the pace inside and outside. I'm talking she was working the body, knees, good right hands, constantly cracking Ashley Yoder with good right hands to the head. So I don't think that Angela Hill was ever in any type of trouble in this fight. Oh, let me go back here. Yeah, Courtney's a limited striker mostly because of her technique, but like her ability to want to let her hands go, it's always there. I think yeah, Courtney Casey could fight Meatball. That's a good fight. That would be a banger on their level. All right, so yeah, Ashley Yoder, man, got the 5-inch height advantage. She got the 4.5-inch reach advantage, and she was not able to use it at all, man. Like I know Angela Hill's a much better striker than she is, and a much better fighter in the tie clinch than she is, but that's something they should have been working on. I mean, this is her second time around. Like Ashley Yoder should have been pumping out the long jab, man. You got the long reach, those front kicks. We should have been seeing, her like throwing that front kick to the face. Angela Hill can, she can be hit. I think Ashley Yoder her ground, her grappling skills are decent. She has decent grappling skills, but she's got like the frame of a Muay Thai fighter. One of those Muay Thai fighters that should be really landing some good knees in there, that could work good knees. So that was something that they didn't really work on in this fight, leading up to this fight, because Angela Hill was just really controlling the fight inside out. Um, when Yoder did get a takedown, Yoder didn't really have any answer to keep Angela Hill in a position where she was on her back. Angela Hill got right back up, dictated the pace again, just went off with a bunch of knees. Just overall look, better. I will give Ashley Yoder some I will give her credit though, man. Like the way her style is and just like the level of fighter that she is, she's never in trouble of getting stopped. Like, she's never been stopped. She's never been knocked out. She's never been submitted. She is that tough. So I will give her that. So I don't think she's ready to go yet. Like, I wouldn't get rid of her yet because she's a tough customer for a lot of fighters. Yeah, yeah, like they need to train her how to use that reach because she's a tall, long fighter. She's a tall strawweight. I think she's one of the tallest strawweights in there. Let me see what is Ashley Yoder? Did I say she's like 5'9" or something like that? Hold on, let me look this up real quick. Ashley Yoder is let's see. No, okay, Ashley Yoder's 5'7". All right. Yeah, so she's a tall strawweight. Got long reach. So why not, use that reach? You gotta use that reach, man. But I think overall she's still a good test, so I don't really see them getting rid of her, or getting rid of her if she lost another fight. I mean, she won her fight before this against Miranda Granger, and she's never really gone on like a serious losing streak. So, and looked bad. She's never really looked like horrible in her fights. So I can see Ashley Yoder coming back. Um, Angela Hill, man. Like I said, Angela Hill, anybody she fights is really going to be a rematch at this point. Anybody in the top 10. If she's the fight, Tisha Torres again, Claudia Gadelia, uh, Michelle Waterson. So Angela Hill versus Amanda Ebos is a good fight. Let's see what Ebos can do with a experienced striker, Angela Hill. Will this be the fight where Ebos takes it to the ground? Is her ground game enough to give Angela Hill trouble? We'll see, man. I'm sure that's probably the fight they're gonna make next. It would really be interesting, man. Ebos, I'm just looking at the matchup here as far as just stats. Man. Yeah, I don't think if Amanda Ebos versus Angela Hill, if that fight happens, that's a fight where, I don't think Amanda really has to worry about getting knocked out. She didn't really have to worry about the power. Let's put it that way. She didn't have to worry about the power of Angela Hill, because Angela doesn't really have that right hand power. She doesn't possess that type of power. So that's something that might give Ebos a little bit more confidence going into that fight to even try to strike with Angela a little bit or even go into the ground with her. So I don't really think that's going to be a fight where, it's going to have Amanda Ebos gunshot, you know? Yeah, Amanda should be good on the ground with Hill. Yeah, I think so. Like Amanda, Angela Hill, she's been working on the ground. She's been working on it. But I still think, there's times when she still doesn't look that comfortable there. She still doesn't look comfortable in that position. Even off her back. So it'll it'll be a fight where it'll take Angela to use volume and just angles to beat um Ebos. Now, can Angela win it on the feet? Yeah, I think so. I think she could definitely win it on the feet. I think that's who it would favor more so if it stays in a stand-up battle. It's definitely going to favor Angela Hill if that fight happens. So it's going to be up to Amanda Ebos to take it to the ground. Because man, in that last fight against Marina Rodriguez, like she just totally disrespected Rodriguez's skill level, and she just kept coming straight into the power, man, and she walked right into that big right hand, man, and that was it. You can't just run in there like that, man. You got to use the striking to set up those takedowns. Yeah, man. So, like I said, Ashley Yoder, I don't think she's going anywhere right now. Um, Angela Hill, Amanda Ebos, that's the fight I think to make next. But y'all know that Amanda Ebos called out Michelle Waterson again, didn't she? She called her out again, man, and I don't even know if Michelle Waterson had responded back. If they're gonna make that fight or what? You said Peggy Morgan. Whatever happened to Peggy Morgan? She was on the Tough House too, right? She used to be on the Yeah, she was on one of the Tough Houses. I wonder what she's been up to now, Peggy Morgan. I know she's like pushing 40 now. I know she's probably definitely done with fighting. So, hmm. So yeah, man. I just wanted to get on here and talk about this past weekend's fights, and of course, rest in peace to Marvin Hagler. Oh man, man, still can't believe he gone, man. Yeah, I just want to get on here and talk about this past weekend of fights, and I'll be on again maybe tomorrow or Wednesday. I'll get back on and talk about fights coming up this weekend. Finally, keep your fingers crossed. Macy Chiasson versus Marion Renault. Keep your fingers crossed that this fight happens this time. This is the third time they had to rebook it, so hopefully we get the fight, man. Hopefully nothing goes wrong. So keep your fingers crossed for that fight. Marion Renault versus Macy Chiasson. Then who else is on there? We got Julia Avila versus Stoyarenko. And of course we got the Cheyenne Bays fight versus Ruiz. The Bays Ruiz fight is actually on the main card. The other two fights are on the prelims. That's crazy. I thought the Marion Renault and Macy Chiasson should have been on the main card. I guess maybe they felt like it might get canceled. You know what I mean? So maybe they were thinking that, but I thought it should have been on the main card. What about y'all? Macy versus Marion. That should have been on the main card, right? All right, you got Julia Avila, Julia Avila. Yeah, yeah, I think I'm gonna go with her. Yeah, I'll go with Julia Avila, man. Oh yeah, yeah, I think so too. I think that too. I think they are trying to push Bays as well, but it's not gonna be easy. Ruiz is not an easy fighter. Ruiz is not a fighter you just want to throw in there and say, "Oh, she's got this, man." You know, I don't think Ruiz is gonna be that one to be a pushover or be fooled. You know, Ruiz is rugged. Yeah, yeah, Ruiz is tough, man. Watch whenever that bell ring, Ruiz gonna come after her, man. But yeah, man, I'm about to get up out of here. Like I said, good. It was a good weekend of fights. Overall, this was a good card for women. All three of the fights to me weren't a, they all had their moments. Definitely not a boring fight at all on this one as far as the women go. Man, the men fights were crazy too, man. All these knockouts, man. There's a couple fights I got to go back and talk about, man. Like that Ige fight, man. That was like 20 seconds. It was like the sixth fastest knockout in UFC. I was like, man, it just started. And I like looked up, and the dude got knocked out. And then the very first fight on the card, I had just turned the app on, and boom, like what's his name? Semi the Jedi. He had knocked the dude out same way, like straight right hand. He was out, man. So it's crazy. It was a crazy night. Overall, the whole UFC fight night card was good. It was better than some pay-per-view cards, man. I ain't gonna lie. So yeah, man, I'm about to jump up out of here. Like always, make sure y'all subscribe. Combo Breaker 99s. Thanks and shout out to the chat. I am out. Peace.